In physics, we talk about critical Massachusetts. It is the minimum amount of material needed to maintain a nuclear chain reaction. If you fail to reach it, the reaction fizzles. If you exceed it, you change the world. On June 6, 1944, the world witnessed a different kind of critical mass. We are taught to look at the soldiers, the bravery, the gunfire. But to understand why D-Day actually worked, you have to ignore the biology and look at the physics. You have to look at the logistics. Moving 156,000 men is easy. Moving the energy required to sustain them, that is a problem of planetary complexity. This is the story of the Ghost Army, the artificial harbors, and the invisible supply chains. This is the calculus of liberation. In astrophysics, we study signal-to-noise ratios. Sometimes, to hide a planet, you don't mask it, you blind the observer with a brighter, falsified signal elsewhere. Enter the Ghost Army, officially the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Their weapon wasn't shrapnel, it was deception. They created a thermodynamic impossibility, a massive army that had zero mass. They used inflatable rubber tanks, fake aircraft, and massive speakers blasting the recorded sounds of armored columns moving through the mud. They created a phantom mass at Pas-de-Calais. It forced the German defenses to lock into a state of hesitation. By the time the enemy realized the signal at Calais was noise, the kinetic energy at Normandy was already unstoppable. Here was the primary variable that should have made the invasion impossible: entropy. An army landing on a beach is a closed system. Without a port to inject new resources, the system runs out of energy in 48 hours. The Germans knew this. They heavily fortified every deepwater port. So, the Allies did something engineeringly arrogant. If they couldn't capture a port, they would bring one with them. They called them Mulberry harbors. These were not temporary docks. They were artificial archipelagos. Massive concrete caissons, codenamed Phoenixes, were towed across the channel and sunk to create breakwaters. They engineered floating roadways, whales, that could absorb the kinetic energy of the ocean swell, flexible spines connecting the ships to the shore. By late June, these artificial structures were processing thousands of tons of supplies daily. It was a triumph of statics and fluid dynamics over the chaotic nature of the ocean. But mass requires energy to move. A tank without fuel is just a statue. A plane without avgas is just gravity's victim. The logistics team faced a fluid mechanics nightmare. How do you pump millions of gallons of fuel across a hostile ocean floor? The solution was Pluto, pipelines under the ocean. They wound massive, flexible pipes onto floating drums, conundrums, and unspooled them across the floor of the English Channel. It was a circulatory system for the war machine. While the soldiers fought for meters of ground, Pluto was pumping the lifeblood of the invasion at high pressure, ensuring the thermodynamic reaction of the offensive never cooled down. We often view history through the lens of morality or politics. But D-Day was also the ultimate proof of a physical concept. Victory wasn't just about who had the stronger will. It was about who mastered the physical universe. Who could manipulate light and sound to create ghosts? Who could tame the fluid dynamics of the sea? Who could bridge the gap of energy transfer? The beach landing was the spark. But logistics? Logistics was the fuel. And without the fuel, the fire never burns.